Hey guys, welcome to Real Life Money, where we talk about topics that schools don't, so let's get into it. In this video, we're going over investing for beginners, and we're going to be focusing on the stock market. Now, when you hear someone talking about the stock market, you automatically assume that they're a smart person just because they're talking about it. They're talking about the ups and the downs, the bulls and the bears, and everyone's always talking about some dude named Dow Jones. So this video is going over the basics of that. Now, unless you went to school for finance or even business, they really didn't talk about this in schools. They might have touched upon it, but not an in-depth topic. So I think that's really unfortunate because I feel like the stock market can essentially make everybody wealthy. The stock market can make incredibly stupid people incredibly wealthy. Not that I'm calling you stupid, but if they can do it, so can you. The stock market is essentially an indicator of how well the economy is doing, or at least our perception of it. I say perception of the economy because we can be wrong sometimes. And two occurrences that we can kind of relate to are the one in 2000, which was the tech bubble. This was when technology stocks or internet stocks were shooting way up because the internet was becoming a thing. People finally started to realize these companies weren't worth this much, so drop. The other crash was more recent in 2008 during the Great Recession. This was the housing bubble. Now, these are considered bubbles because they grow and grow and grow for no real reason other than we think they're worth that much. Then we finally realize they're not, and they deflate and people lose money. Now, these are examples of what a lot of people think the stock market is. It scares them. They pee a little because they lose a lot of money. In the rules of Warren Buffett, rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. In 2000 you lost money. In 2008 we lost money. 2008 you could have lost up to like 50%. That's half of your money. But what if you held onto it? If you stuck with the stock market during all of this, if during the crash you lost 50% of your money, yes. If you held on to it, you would have recovered that money. And if you would have held on to it until now, 2016, you probably could have doubled that, even with the crash. So that's the thing of the stock market. It is volatile in the short term. Volatile means it goes up and down. However, for the long term, it is mostly up. The past is a good predictor of the future. So let's go into the past of the stock market. If you look into the early 1900s, around the Depression area, compared to now, the general direction is up. The reason why it is up is because we want the economy to do good, not bad. Now, this is not guaranteed, however, it is likely. So this is why the stock market is good for the long term. Yes, it goes up and down if you're trying to get in and out of the market at certain times. Good luck. But if you're in it for the long term... So who's this Dow Jones dude? Dow Jones is an index of 30 of the largest companies in the United States. This is why everyone talks about Dow Jones. It's not a dude, it's an index. 30 of the largest companies, so it kind of gives you a good idea of the economy, essentially. Another index that a lot of people talk about is the S&P 500 index. That indicates, you guessed it, 500 of the largest companies in America. So it kind of tells you everything. So that's a good foundation of the basics of the stock market. Look how smart you are now. If you want to find out more information about the stock market, I personally use Yahoo Finance. When you go there, at the top you'll see that guy Dow Jones and S&P 500. You could also look at different companies as well. That's what I would suggest to start with. So, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if this helped you out a bit. I will be doing other videos on investing, so until then, see you next time.